And welcome back, everyone, to the latest episode of Curse of Strahd with the Mist Taken. Whether Katia count as mistaken at this point, or is perhaps a question to be asked, considering they weren't taken by the mists. But in our last episode, the party finally travelled to Castle Ravenloft to have their long-awaited dinner with Strahd, which had its moments. Strahd didn't seem overly hostile. He seemed genuinely curious about them, asking questions, trying to get to know them. He even gave a brief tour of part of the castle. They also met the various brides of Strahd, including Misha's mother, Nadia, Ludmilla, who was maybe a bit of a bitch to Katia, possibly.
Just a bit.
And Valenta, who seemed to get on well with Sigma. To the point that they have now basically arranged to have a almost one-on-one session to hunt each other down once Sigma feels they are ready for that situation. Katia also basically informed Strahd that she did not intend to marry him as of yet, because she needs to explore Barovia and find some answers which he can't provide. He seemed to take this not that well, as he tried to put her under a charm spell in order to force her to return eventually. But due to insane wisdom saves and the close proximity of a paladin, there was no chance, even with disadvantage. The party left with their new fancy clothes in their bags and their previous clothes missing some minor pieces, whether that be a sock, a belt buckle, things like that. They were also presented each with a gift, one of which that Sigma has already opened, which is a book on human and beast anatomy, specifically for things like dissecting animals and taking them apart. However, the others have not yet opened their gifts, which now there is a time to do if they so choose.
I mean, sure. Octavian will open his.
You find, Octavian, that yours is a ship in a bottle. But not just any ship. It is your Spelljammer.
Okay, that's pretty cool. He's quite impressed with that.
Yeah. Looking closely, you can even see a tiny miniature version of Octavian aboard the ship.
I've got a sense of humor.
Wow. He really must be bored.
I mean, when you have eternity.
You think that one weighs as much as the original?
I mean, he'll hand it over. Have a look.
I presume it's not very heavy.
No.
No.
It's, no, it certain. I mean, yeah, it certainly doesn't weigh as much as a Spelljammer.
Oh, it's like I was talking about the little model of Octavian.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that also doesn't weigh that much.
It's.
That's supposed to be. Is that supposed to be your ship?
It is my ship. It's perfect. Even down to the
What's the
minor
name on the-
markings.
What's the name on the ship?
Come back to me on that one. I haven't actually thought of that.
The White
Yeah.
Raven.
Octavian doesn't hear your question as he's too busy examining it to see if there's any defects that aren't perfect.
It's surprisingly accurate, which almost doesn't make sense because how would Strahd or any of his people know not only that you were on a spelljammer, but what exactly that spelljammer looked like?
Yeah.
Would anyone else like to open their present?
Yeah, I guess I would.
For Katia, it is a romance novel. Of the sort that she prefers to read. In fact, it's the latest one in a series that you've been reading.
I thought this book wasn't coming out for another month.
Who is it signed by?
Yeah, who is it signed by?
The author.
He's telling the author's Strahd.
Yeah, the author is Strahd.
It is also leather bound, first edition, and very well made. There is also, I will say, though, Misha, if you wish to open yours, you can as well.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Yours is a book of tales about the Light Brand's previous hunts, essentially. Some of the greatest, but perhaps more fancified a little, to make for good reading. But and in all of these presents, there is a single note that simply says, "To friends, I give gifts. To others." And that's all it says.
Hmm.
But the carriage continues along, eventually arriving back at its starting point just before the eastern gate of Barovia, or one of the gates of Barovia.
During this point, during some point in the ride, she would have put on like the winter cloak they were given earlier because girl, she is not wearing a lot of clothing.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just trying to get warm.
Okay, so that one. Yeah. Yeah. So eventually you're back at the west gate. You still have a bit of a walk from here, but is there anything you would like to do whilst you're traveling back to Balarki, or once you've got off the carriage, do you want to change direction to go elsewhere?
Well, we could go see Madame Ava. The Sarah shouldn't be far if they're down there still. But we could also go up to Valaki and meet the Vistani camp there. We are intending to meet the Vistani.
Anyone else got any opinion on that?
Would she still be at the pool? Then again, she probably knows that we
That's the
intend
point.
to return.
I think because they do keep moving, don't they? That was only a temporary
Yes,
base of the pool.
Misha may be right. If we do go down there, she may be there just by sheer fortune telling alone.
Yes.
Fortune
Very true.
telling?
Remember Esmeralda?
Yes.
Esmeralda had a gift where she is able to read the Tarocca deck. Madame Eva is even more capable with such divination.
I see.
And it is one of the two Vistani camps we know of.
The other is back in Villaki. I had stopped by to deliver the wine, but they said to come back to them as soon as we were
Yes.
done with our business.
That is true. We should go back as we promised. We wouldn't want to make them worry.
Okay. So, traveling back to Villaki then?
To Villaki it is.
Okay.
At some point during the walk, she'll take off her heels.
Yeah.
I would imagine so.
Just starts to carry them.
I think it's quite an odd sight to see Sigma stalking around like he normally does, but with a completely different jacket.
Yeah.
Shoes are.
I am curious on why you all waste your time with those things.
What, shoes? Or heels?
Yes?
Well, he picked these out for me.
But can't you feel the vibrations in the earth?
She blinks at him. No. Am I supposed to?
Sigma tilts their head like, what? You all don't seem to notice as much as I do sometimes.
Notice what?
We're all built a bit different from each other. I suppose. Such as for you, you're able to climb on ceilings and walls. I can swim more efficiently than most. Yeah, we're all just different. It's not a bad thing.
Sigma and Misha and Greed are good at smelling a little bit like sulfur?
Yes.
Yes. They also, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Misha, but don't most tieflings have innate magic abilities?
Yes. Though most are related to fire, while mine is related to ice.
Yeah, so that's something that neither of us have. Whereas, as far as I'm aware, is a innate ability for magic from birth due to what we are. If
Although
that makes
mine
sense.
isn't exactly from birth, it came
No,
at a later
it's
age.
yes, but it's a innate due to bloodline, if I remember correctly. For the most part. So for you with your abilities, you excel at being a hunter, being able to track things. I, for one, as that I'm a decent swimmer, and I seem to have a innate ability to move things heavier than I should really be able to.
Interesting. If I look at the anatomy book and I compare that sort of like description, is there anything interesting in there?
So with the anatomy book, it's specifically humans and beasts, so it doesn't really cover like Octavian's race or tieflings, though there probably is some mention of, on occasion, some humans can have their bloodlines mixed with that of other races, creating seemingly entirely new species. Examples include half-elves, tieflings, ASMR. It's an unusual fact of humans that their DNA is so accepting of
Sponge-like.
other Yes.
Interesting.
But you do eventually arrive at the gates of Vallaki, and considering the lateness of the hour, the guards at the gate are on quite high alert. Hey there, friend or foe?
Friends.
Friend of Irina.
And you got any proof of that?
Can I pull out the letter from Irina's family from the beginning?
Sure. He'll have a look over it and just be like, What do you think, Fred? Yeah. It's honestly too late, and they've got evidence, and to be honest, unless the villains of this world have got really good, this looks like that adventuring group that have come in a few times, so I think they're fine. Alright, come on in then. And you're let in.
Mhm.
And where would you like to go?
Take me to church.
To bed.
Should we stop by the Blue Water Inn? We have rooms available there now. Or should we head to the church?
The church.
Well, if there's any place that's protected, that's the
Strahd
church.
can't get you there. At all.
I'm not worried about that.
Of course, I can always send watch as well.
So, to the inn or to the church?
Split the party.
I
To
think
the
the
inn.
church.
To the inn.
No. I mean, yeah, I suppose in we can rest and then do the church in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay. To the inn it is.
It's been a long day.
Welcome inside.
And the church and the inn now has.
The Water
Guy
brothers
still
are drinking. Well, one of them is drinking, the other one's staying sober and just... He's
Does he have a-
smoking instead.
Does he have a piece of paper that he's like working out some numbers on?
He pretty much. Pretty
That
much.
should be a 7.
Oh, get it? I could have sworn that should have been an 8. But it's new tobacco's a bit. Yeah, 7s. You're right. Looking it over again, 7.
Clear your head, go back to bed.
Welcome
Finish
back.
tomorrow.
I mean,
I see you're still alive.
Octavian's ears sort of perk up at hearing new tobacco.
Yep.
His would be rather dry and crumbly by now.
Yeah. He seems to be. The tobacco that he is smoking seems to have quite a pleasant aroma to it.
I mean, I'm definitely asking where I can get hold of some.
The new people running the stockyard managed to get a hold of some. Not sure where they got it, but it's good stuff.
I know where I'm going in the morning.
It could be that with Irina, the town has a better relationship with the Vistani.
It's possible.
She's less vicious than the Burgermeister was.
Oh dear. Yes.
This point, unless there's anything you'd like to do before bed, you can all have a long rest.
Yeah. And if Katia requests it, Sigma will stand watch over her room if needed.
She doesn't feel.
Okay.
If anything, she'd be confused.
Hmm.
If anything, she'd be confused. What are you doing?
Which one?
To Sigma.
I don't sleep.
Don't need you to watch over.
I kind of watch over everyone. Octavian tends to snore every 6 to 8 seconds.
Octavian just gives Sigma the sort of a look of shush. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
sorry.
That's
Yeah.
why.
I was like, what the hell?
It's here, giant Misha.
It's a thing.
And you should hear Greed muttering about the wine in his sleep.
Now, that's enough of that. Greed response.
I'm going to cast Good Berry before I go to bed, so I have a load of berries for the next morning.
Hmm.
Yeah, if there's any spells or anything that you want to cast that lasts long enough that they'll still be active the next day, I guess. You're more than welcome to.
One thing I will have Katia. She's trying to, she's getting ready, taking off all of the jewelry, undoing hair, taking off any makeup that was put on her. And I imagine, and I've heard about this, that corsets are really hard to take off by yourself. I imagine she get at it herself, and she's struggling, especially with how tight it is. And she'll just be like,
If you need assistance, you can always ask for help.
she'll have she'll kind of poke her head out of her room and be like, can one of you get the woman from downstairs for me?
Sure.
Sure.
And then Misha, you watch as Sigma back, leans back, grabbing the railing and dropping to the floor below from the room, from the upper room area, the most undignified but only way Sigma would definitely just walk downstairs the easy way, and look towards I can't remember her name, Annika. And say, Katia needs some assistance with clothing.
Right, I'll be right there. And we'll head upstairs to them. And
Oh, where's the? I only see the one level. I don't.
I haven't moved everyone. You're more than
Okay.
welcome to move if you want, but
Yeah.
Wait, was it this room? No,
No,
we
no,
need to
no.
go outside.
yeah, you
it's
need to go to the outside stairs. Weirdly,
the only one who doesn't is Sigma, who can backflip over the little railing.
Well,
Thing.
ninja.
Which one was it again? That's a 2-part. 2.
I
Was
can't.
it this room? I
where I'm
forgot.
going.
oh, you've some reason not actually gone up. But what the hell has happened there? Stairs.
Yes, stairs.
Just gonna say this.
Yeah, just pick a room, any room.
Yeah.
And
Oh, the Raven's outside.
Of course they are.
Yeah. The family is related to the were ravens that the Wizard of the Line.
right. What seems to be the trouble, little miss?
She'll just kind of turn her back and just show her the corset.
Oh no.
She closes the door behind her and then just tilts her head.
I'm so sorry.
It's not that. I'm just wondering who would be cruel enough to tie it like that. Like, that's some seriously intricate, complicated knotwork that even if you did have the flexibility, you're not going to get out of that by yourself.
I can't breathe.
Yeah. I'll help you with that.
Thank you.
And she begins
sorry.
to quite. You see, if you sort of glance back, you see her hand has become slightly like claw-like. And using like the claws because they've got like sharper nails in order to unpick the knots.
The tight knots, yeah.
Yeah. It's not just tight knots, it's like overly complicated knots as well, like more so than you would expect someone to do for a corset. Like clearly, you know, whoever tied this wasn't intending for it to come off easily.
Or at all.
Wow, how
Or-
symbolic.
Yep.
The knots were tied.
Yep. But eventually it is untied. Right, there you go. Is there anything else you need?
No,
Awesome here.
thank you though.
Right.
I appreciate you so much. And she'll open up her purse and I'm gonna give her a tip of the only money she
Well, she looks at the coin you're about to give her, which is a silver piece, and will go, it's fine. The family owe you for returning the wine. Don't worry about anything like that. Save your money, but if you do want to repay me, not that it's necessary, maybe wake up a little bit early and you can help me sort the breakfast in the morning.
I can do that.
They nod. Well, I'll see you bright and early then, and we'll head off back
Good night.
downstairs. Yep.
She'll get ready and she'll go to bed.
Yep. Anything else anyone else wants to do before bed?
Sigma might, since we get along well with the family and stuff, Sigma might use the fact that he doesn't need to sleep to help up around the inn and like let the inn taker, the owners get to bed a little early while he sweeps up the place stuff.
Yep. Okay, that is fair enough. Misha, Octavian, anything you'd like to do?
Octavian's going to open the window in the room and lean out of it and
Mhm.
just sort of chat to the ravens and sort of feed them the meat out of the ration he's got.
Yeah. They just chat
Uh.
back quite amicably.
Oh, I let's just. Misha tried to read a bit more from the book regarding the Morning Lords,
Yeah.
and then try to rest,
Okay.
and actively ignoring the gift they got from Strahd.
Interesting.
Uh,
Well, that is fair enough.
and while after he finishes like cleaning up, Sigma would pore over the anatomy book to see if there's anything odd or strange or unexpected there.
Yeah. So for for the most part, as I said, it's just your standard anatomy book, designed perhaps for like a science student or a hunter and basically teaches like the best way to like remove the fur from a wolf that you've hunted or remove the fangs, what certain poisons you can get from certain snakes and things like that. Um, there is like a few pages of almost musings at the back. One being the sort of musings on humans and their affinity for crossbreeding with other races. But on that, there is also, due to their innate compatibility with other races, it is possible that with the right preparations and with the right people, it may be possible to augment humans in some way using parts from perhaps other creatures or other races. This is, of course, hypothetical and not something that should be entered into morally, but something definitely worth pondering about from a philosophical standpoint. Like, how could we make the ultimate human?
Hmm.
And would they be human at all if we did so? Some of the commentary on some of the anatomy pages is also things like almost think like a David Attenborough style thing, where it's like commenting on like how like the muscles of like a certain joint work so well for that species, or for another species, why it seems odd that humans breathe and eat through the same hole. It seems a poor design if there was a designer, for example, things like that.
Is there an author to this book, or
Um, there is not.
and
It
is
is unauthored.
is it printed like like it was like a printing press, or is it handwritten?
It does appear to be printed, yes.
Okay. Strange.
But with that, I assume you all fall into a deep and hopefully restful slumber.
I hope so.
Katia,
Oh no!
of course you're not going to have a pleasant night's sleep.
I thought I could.
You've just confronted Strahd and basically told him you don't want him to some extent.
Obviously.
I just said not now. Later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your
Who'd
your
want to
dream
date such an ancient fossil? Like, seriously.
Shut the fuck up.
your dream has you within a room at the castle that you are familiar with. Sitting across from you, you are standing, is Strahd himself, who is simply smiling at you. I knew you would return.
What?
It was inevitable that you would come back to me, my moonlit beloved.
She looks around, looks down at herself.
Yep. By look around, you just turn your head, or do you actually fully turn at all?
Like, you said I'm sitting, right?
No, you're standing.
I'm standing. He's sitting. Yeah, she's gonna look down at herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are wearing the outfit that he provided for you for the dinner.
This isn't right.
And what do you mean by that?
Sorry. Just a little confused.
There is nothing to be confused about. You have returned home, where you belong.
Where's everybody else?
They are in their rooms. Preparing themselves for our wedding day.
What? What do you mean by that?
I mean exactly what I say. They are in their rooms getting ready.
I thought I would have more time.
The moon thinks otherwise. And he glances out of the window where you can see the moon is almost full.
What's gonna happen to me?
You will become one of my brides. You will stay here with me and help me rule this land. And we will stay by each other's sides for eternity.
Eternity, huh?
That is the life we live.
I can't do this.
You are more than capable. But if you wish to leave, he gestures behind you.
She'll turn to look at what he's gesturing to.
As you turn to look at what he's gesturing to, he is sitting there on the opposite side of the room in his chair again.
What?
I thought you said you wanted to leave. And he gestures behind you.
She'll turn around again.
And once again, he's in front of you.
Stop.
I am not doing anything. I have not left my chair.
Wait. I'm sorry, okay? Please, just stop.
This is not me, Katia. It seems that you, my moonlit beloved, do not truly wish to leave.
Of course I don't.
Exactly. That is why you continue to wear my ring. But now, he stands up and begins to walk towards you.
She'll back up.
As you back up, somehow you seem to have moved closer to him. He reaches out and gently brushes some of the hair from your face.
Hello.
He cups your cheek. But now, it is time for you to rest, sleep, and soon you will truly be mine forever. And with that, your dream ends.
Hello,
Yucky.
Cam.
Hello.
Also, welcome, Cam.
Hello.
Welcome back, Cam.
Yeah.
I hope work wasn't too bad, mate.
Oh, long. Good old Christmas holidays.
Yep.
Yippee.
Yeah. Octavian,
Oh God. Yes.
you once more find yourself aboard a ship.
You need
But
a glass
this-
bottle.
Ah. You've read this story before.
Oh God.
As you do indeed find yourself aboard a ship. Looking around the ship, there is a glass bottle. It seems the ship is trapped. A message comes through on one of the devices aboard the ship. Lieutenant Octavian, report in immediately.
Lieutenant Octavian reporting.
Have you captured them yet?
Would I know who I need to be capturing?
You would remember that when your ship was attacked by the Aboleth, you were pursuing another Spelljammer vessel.
Mm-hmm.
Said Spelljammer was supposedly carrying something of great importance.
Okay.
Have you captured them yet?
Not as of yet. They have continued to evade us.
It is of utmost importance, not only for the sake of our naval force, but of the entire astral sea, as well as adjoining planes of existence, that you catch that ship. They cannot be allowed to get away with their cargo.
May I ask what cargo?
They have stolen pieces from the dead gods that inhabit this place the Astral Sea.
Shit.
It is believed that they intend to use them for some purpose. What said purpose is unknown, but taking such pieces is forbidden by our directives.
Affirmative. Is captured must or is destroyed acceptable?
Capture would be preferable. We need to know exactly what they were intending. However, if no other option presents itself, destroy with utmost force. Leave not a trace behind.
Confirmed. Shall be done.
Should such an option be required for destruction, your ship has been loaded with emergency ammunition of 3 spheres of annihilation. Use them with utmost caution.
Of course.
They can be fired from your cannon.
Of course. I will only use them in dire circumstances.
Understood. Continue. There can be no rest until they are captured or destroyed.
Yep, orders
Good
confirmed.
luck. And with
Thank you.
that, you wake up.
Well, shit.
Misha,
Yes.
you once again find yourself walking through the woods. But this time, walking towards you is a familiar figure, that of your brother. They look perhaps a bit more wild than you remember when last you saw of them, but they are there.
Oh, brother. You seem worse
if
for
it-
wear.
And you've been on hunts as long as I have, well, sometimes they take it out of you. How are you, brother?
I've been learning that hunting isn't always what we should be doing. I hope you feel the same sentiment.
Sometimes the hunt is important, but other times he seems to pause. As the family have often said, sometimes it is important to be the spear. But quite often I find that it is needed to be the shield, to protect rather than hunt, to understand.
Mm-hmm.
And understanding is difficult.
Well, if you've seen the family wielding the spear, you would know they'd sometimes turn into the wrong targets.
Yes.
And I know you understand that feeling.
Certainly. I have seen what they are capable of, at least some members of the family. Others, they are more precise with their shots.
You know that precision doesn't mean you get the right target.
True, but it means that you don't accidentally hit something you weren't intending to hit.
But what
Collateral
if you
damage should be
think
avoided.
you hit the target that you were hunting, but it was an innocent bystander that shouldn't be hunted.
Mistakes can be made, Misha. There is no such thing as a perfect hunter, despite what the research division might want to create.
What I'm
We have to
trying to
just
say,
do the best with what we've got.
the old family teachings would suggest that I am a target. And probably you too.
Certainly, but there are some members of the family who would cut us down without hesitation. There are others who would do what they can for our protection, even if their methods might not necessarily be correct.
Wait, there's still others? We might be the last ones.
We might be, but we might not be.
You've seen what's become of mother and father, right? Surely there can't be anyone left.
They don't seem to respond to that and just be like, and then just go, it's important not to give up hope. Just because some members of the family have fallen doesn't mean that all have. No, it is good to see you.
Well, I might be joining you soon.
Yeah. Well, if you do, I look forward to the reunion, but just
Let's keep it civil.
be on your guard. And with that, you wake up. Greed.
Hello.
Oh no.
So I am just going to give you an opportunity before we do a dream sequence or anything for you. I'll just give you a quick recap. So during the trip back to Vallaki, each of the party members opened a present. You have yet to open yours because you weren't here, and I didn't want to assume you would open it. Would you have liked to open it?
Sure.
So your gift is an intricately carved statue of Palmar,
Oh.
made of what looks like quite valuable material and very expertly carved. Though also on the base of said statue there is the label "No Fun, No Blinsky."
That's cute. I will treasure that.
But there you go. And then the party returned to the Blue Water Inn and they're all resting up. I assume you would have gone to sleep as well?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. In your dream, yours is a fairly simple one in this case. You find yourself within a large hourglass. And slowly pouring down towards you are grains of amber sand. It is already up to your waist.
Right. Climb out. Find a
Yep.
way out of this hourglass.
You can certainly climb sand, but it's quite soft to the point that you keep sinking in it as you try to move across. But you're able to get to the edge of the hourglass at least.
I'll look out. Do I see anything outside of the
You
hourglass?
see a large figure wreathed in flame, tapping its finger impatiently as it idly shifts about large piles of gold coins.
I'll shout out, "Who are you? Where am I? What's the meaning of all of this?"
That's my question, Greed. What's taking so long?
I don't understand. What do you want from me?
I thought your family, and you in particular, would offer expedient delivery when an order is made.
He'll think to himself about the item in question. Just tell me where I need to go.
I've already pointed you in the direction multiple times, and yet you have only once even gone vaguely in the right direction, and then turned around.
Yes, things are complicated within these lands. I understand that. And I can assure you that as a businessman, it is of my top priority, but this isn't exactly the way to treat one in business.
And this is not the way to treat a paying customer. Or did your parents not teach you that lesson?
Well, we were never told as to who the client was. So who exactly are you?
They smile there. What's the right though it's more a smile of, what's the right term? Just sort of like mild displeasure, I suppose, but they do decide to answer as soon as I find the thing. Here it is. Yep, looks the wrong. You can call me Xantros.
Xantros.
Yeah, and they will literally emblazon it in the air with fire.
Name ring a bell to me at all?
No, but they do just they look at one of their fingers where you can see they're wearing what looks like a gold ring, but due to their immense size, if you were to take said ring, it would be more of a crown for you.
Right.
I have offered you plenty in exchange for you delivering that piece. Is it not enough what I have given you already in advance?
I am grateful for what has been given to me, and rest assure you it will be delivered at haste.
I expect it to be. Don't keep me waiting much longer, or the sand will be the least of your problems. And with that, they seem to flare up in fire, which for you normally wouldn't be a problem, but it seems to be intense even for you. to the point it's getting through any resistances you have, and it's actually turning the sand around you into glass. But that is when you wake up. And your entire body feels hot as you wake up. Like you've almost got a fever.
He's just going. Greed's going to be just sat up in his bed, wide-eyed, and we'll just look over to his bag where the item resides.
And you can see a faint glow coming from it for a brief moment as you wake. But it soon fades.
Yeah.
Now, Sigma, you don't normally sleep. However, as you are waiting on your patrols, you do actually seemingly nod off, if only for a few moments. But the view you have is not one you recognize. It is, and you seem to be looking from an unusual angle. There are strange stars in the sky, and in the distance is an absolutely colossal humanoid figure. You see what looks like almost like a whale swim through the starry sky near you. You hear Dahlia's familiar voice. We're almost at the portal. Keep going. If necessary, we'll have to release that from containment. And with that, you wake up. I believe that's everyone. And Sigma, if you do look in your book this morning, which you normally do, it's simply the last words from the dream. Perhaps we'll have to release that from containment.
Oh god. And that's it? Just those words?
Yep.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm. So, it's the
I will-
morning.
Yeah, I knock on Katia's door to wake her up early because she wanted to help out with the breakfast. So,
I was going to say that Katia would kind of let out a scream when she wakes up from the dream. If that's all right,
Yeah.
Then Sigma would burst in with like blades drawn.
That a second scream, I suppose. But everyone can do their long rest, by the way. You did get a full night's sleep.
Oh,
Thank God for that. No more big exhaustion. It's been like 4 sessions.
I need to select my Ranger's Quarry. I am not sure what to pick. What do you guys think it should be? Since we would have undead. Okay.
Just undead. It's not like we're gonna fight any lycanthropes anytime soon.
Okay.
I mean,
no.
my suggestion was going to be humanoid Vistani, just in case.
I can I can pick aberration, beast, dragon element,
I
humanoid.
thought you could pick a specific group of humanoids, right?
Yeah.
It's
I
a creature
could-
type or a specific group or organization.
Yeah. Are werewolves classified as humanoids? Or are they not?
No, they are pretty sure they're something else. I think they might be
I
monstrosities.
I think lycanthropes
No,
actually
they
are
are.
humanoids.
They are humanoids. Yeah.
Yeah, but they also have a subtype called shape changer.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Would the werewolves of Barovia be a valid choice, since I know we're probably heading in that direction as an organization, or do I need to be more specific? Or like the lichen or the shifters of Barovia? I'm not sure.
You'd probably need to be a bit more specific than just the werewolves of Barovia because reasons, which I'll go into later if it becomes appropriate. You need to know more about them for that, though. But if you just wanted to, for today, generically go for undead, you're welcome to. Or, yep. Right, so Sigma has just burst into Katia's room after Katia woke up screaming.
Yeah, he's looking around for any like source of danger before seeing that there is none, letting his blades fall to his sides and looking to Katia and go, "Bad dream?"
Yeah, you could say that. I'm sorry.
No need to apologize. I presume. Was it about him?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it?
It's there to talk. She looks to him. Sorry, this is... Honestly, these past few days have been a lot, you could say.
I could go grab some food for you if you'd like to.
No. I promised I would help Miss Annika out with breakfast this morning, so I should go do that.
Let me help put your hair up so it doesn't get caught in any hands or anything.
Just a braid will be fine.
Sigma will walk over and
She'll kind of like sit on the floor so you could sit on the bed to do her hair, sort of thing.
and at that point I think Misha would come up since he had probably heard the scream as well.
Misha standing at the door, or rather arriving a bit after Sigma. Not really going in, but more like checking on them if everything is okay.
Oh, good morning.
Morning.
I
Are you fine physically?
Yes, yes.
Would you
I'm
need
sorry. I didn't mean to worry everybody. I'm also sorry about what happened yesterday.
Sorry, but
It's
what
my fault that
happened?
it's
Oh yeah.
It's my fault that we didn't get to stay.
It's all right.
And Sigma, I am so sorry about how I treated you at the chapel. You were just... You were just trying to help me, and
Strahd
I'm
is
so
lucky
sorry.
that I was being polite. The way that he gripped your arm was disgusting.
When you spoke to him, I was terrified of what he was going to do to you. Which is why I reacted the way I...
Sigma will smile and their eyes are closed and as they go, if I get hurt, it doesn't really matter.
Of course it matters.
It's my job to keep you all alive.
Yeah. Thank you for rushing in to save me from my nightmares. I gotta go downstairs now. Please, excuse me. And she'll, obviously she'll wait
Okay.
till he's finished with the braid
Braiding.
before she'll...
Yeah.
The dress is laid out on the chair.
Yeah.
She leaves. Actually, like on the other bed, not on the chair.
Yeah. Sigma will basically politely make sure the clothes is all folded up in a way that it won't crease. And put everything away in your pack in a way that it wouldn't get damaged before he steps out of your room.
Octavian, are you brushing Greed's hair as normal in the morning?
Yeah. Yeah, I would be doing my morning work on Greed's hair, sorting that out.
As you brush through their hair, amber sand falls from it.
I was going to say you would have noticed Greed wake up with a bit of a sweat on.
He'll pick the sand up and sort of look at Greed questioningly about it.
It's probably nothing, right?
Can I do an insight check on that one?
Sure. And
I mean, spell guidance.
I will say you won't need to. It's very considering you're the one who sees Greed the most in the morning. He is definitely off. More quiet than usual. The waking up in the sweat and just being shaken a little bit, but he seems almost more deflated than scared, I guess.
Okay. Octavian's going to look at him and go, Greed, you're sweating. Come on.
I know, it's not exactly the best look. I need to have a bath. I feel disgusting.
After Zigma would have followed Katia downstairs a little bit and would have come up to bring Greed and Octavian their morning glass of wine. He knocks on the door lightly.
Yes, come in. And he's mid sort of braiding. Morning, Sigma. How are you today?
I just thought you guys would like a drink. You usually are 2 glasses deep by now.
Yes.
I think Greek could do with it more than me this morning.
No, I'd prefer to stave off this morning. But
Okay.
thank you.
Uh,
I'll have a glass then.
Greed will look. Sigma will look at Greed and go, if we get the chance today, can me and Octavian speak with you at the church?
At the church? If you have something to say, why not now? We got plenty of time ahead of us. He kind of chuckles at his own irony.
You would see as Sigma pulls their ear slightly, and then points to their chest to their own amulet hanging there, and looks at Greed and motions the same motion he did whenever he was handing the bones back to Father Lucian.
You can use your words.
I'm worried about something listening in.
Right. And why would this be? Exactly?
I just want to touch base. And it's your decision on whether or not the others.
I mean, we're
I'll roll
probably
an
headed.
insight check on this, just real quick. Don't really get it. What's the intention? That's 20.
Sigma is implying that they don't want your patron to hear. Very openly to you, telling you they kind of have an idea what's going on there. And the consecrated ground in the church means that it's a place where undead and devils and things can't really enter or interact with.
And what's my patron got to do with any of this?
It came to me in a dream, and there was
A lot of
warning.
things come to us in dreams. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's correct. This place has been playing with all of our minds.
Mm.
All that I know is that I've got a job to do, and I keep deviating from it. I just want to get it over and done with.
I'm just worried it's trying to hurt you. Reed.
Who isn't? Now, if you don't mind, thank you very much, Octavian. I'm going to go and get ready. And Greed will saunter past, pick up a towel, and start heading to the washing room, wherever that is going to be, if there is one.
It's called a well outside.
Yeah, there's a well outside. There's yeah.
There's not really a
Not-
bathhouse. I guess I'll just get what I'm given. Go outside and fucking wash like a commoner.
Your best bet, if you really want a proper wash, would be to go to the manor where Palmar is, because there's at least a bath there.
Press the job.
Am I actually far from that?
Let me have a look. You're probably. No, you're not that far. Just like down the road.
Oh, okay, well, in that case, I will say I'm going to be going to the. It was the Wapters or was it
Burgomaster's
Burgomaster's?
mansion.
Burgomaster's.
Yeah, you can go to visit Palmar in the morning.
Yeah.
Alright.
Sigma will sit down as Greed kind of ignores his attempt to talk and look to Octavian and go, speaking of dreams, Octavian, it's I don't normally sleep.
I've noticed.
So I don't really know what dreams are supposed to be like, but normally I can look in the book, and he like pulls out the book again and he shows it to you. And he shows the words of just like we'll have to release that thing or whatever. Release and he goes, it's usually more detailed than this, and Sigma will try to describe everything he saw there
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In as much detail without like.
Yeah. So describing what you saw in your dream, Octavian, one place immediately comes to mind, and that is the astral sea.
Yep.
Mm. He will say that sort of about the resemblance from what it was explained. Dreams are. How do I put this? They're very fickle. Some days they could be something that could happen, almost as if you're able to sort of see things. And others, they're just absolute nonsense. I mean, I've had dreams where I had a sentient ball of cheese following me around. Or they could show the past. Sort of, especially after the dream he's just had.
Sigma will go, but how could you're the only thing I know from the astral sea?
The brain is a very interesting thing. It can show you things that could be perfect just based on descriptions. I've described the astral sea in very vivid detail over the time that we've known each other. And it can, it can take information like that and with surprising accuracy make it realistic. I'm not saying that is the case. But it is possible.
But what if it isn't? What if it is the past, like you said?
Then we've got other things to worry about, to put it bluntly. Although I think we need to deal with one thing at a time at this moment. It seems at the moment we've taken so much on and we're just being pulled every which way.
Pointing to the words in the book that is in Octavian's hand, he says, Sigma will just say calmly, I think it was Dahlia that said.
From what you've said about Dahlia, she's an interesting. I don't mean this in in a way that it's going to sound, but she seems like a very interesting woman.
She is. She is.
Would she have had the ability to have seen the astral sea at any point, would you think?
Would that be possible if if Sigma tries to consider the idea? Like with Hohenheim or...
With their knowledge of monsters and their research, and considering some of the things that you're aware of in regards to your own creation, the possibility of traveling to other planes is certainly within their remit.
Maybe?
If so, then it could be for something from the past. In which case, if I'm reading the book, sorry, would you have said to Octavian about what the book from Strahd said about sort of the humans and whatnot?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sigma would tell you any
Okay.
details about stuff.
I mean, if that's the case, and if this book is from the research division, then I shudder to think what they would have tried splicing into a human to make the perfect hunter. There is so much out there. Not even just Yashashi, you've got the wild seas, you've got all the different planes of existence as well. I genuinely shudder at the thought of what they could have created.
Whatever it is, it must be truly terrible.
Yes. With all the things that are out there, there's endless possibilities of what they could have tried and what could have failed, what could have succeeded. I wouldn't have a clue.
You said you had a dream up.
Yeah, and he'll hold up the ship. I was in this.
Oh. Like in a
this,
bottle?
Yeah, I was on this ship. This is a exact replica of my ship. It's perfect. There's not a mark out of place. I've looked. To the degree it would make me wonder if this is actually a shrunken down version of the ship that's been stuck in a bottle. Is that accurate? And it was a memory, James?
Yes.
Just wanted to double check that it
Certainly.
wasn't like a lucid dream sort of thing.
No, it definitely felt like a memory, apart from being trapped in a bottle, I suppose.
Yeah. You would say it was a memory. It was to one of my commanders before I ended up here.
I see.
What I was doing, I was tracking another ship to capture, and he was sort of look a little sort of guilty at this when he was say or destroy.
So you were hunting them?
Yes. Capture if possible, destroy if if necessary, if needed. And yeah, it was the memory of that, of the orders, and my ship, my crew. It was strange.
What were they like, Octavian? As Sigma will like motion to like Octavian to go around to get food with him.
Yeah, he'll sort of go down and he'll just sort of explain about the crew, like his ship's crew, talk in detail over like his helmsman, the second in command, the doctor. Yeah, just go through just sort of names, what they were like. The fact that it wasn't an entire gift crew, that it was a mixture of races and yeah, it was a real sort of like hodgepodge of a crew.
Yeah, you would be especially aware that the gift themselves rarely, if ever, are able to create their own spell jammers because they rarely have the necessary magical capabilities in order to do it. So they are incredibly skilled sailors of spell jammers and other ships. So they are often hired on for that role. And you were obviously, as I pull a picture in the chat, given command of a particular vessel known as a Great Bombard.
Nice.
These are a variant on a ship known as the Clipper, which are mounted with a large front cannon designed for utmost destruction, basically. Yours was specially fitted to be able to be loaded with spheres of annihilation, which are normally they're essentially pockets in the multiverse held within like a magical stasis field, and anything that passes through them gets annihilated. However, the GIF, or at least the ones you worked with, have managed to develop a sort of gun that can like hold them in that magical stasis field and fire it off by accelerating it via magic, almost like a railgun, to basically tear through any targets, almost like a black hole gun to some extent.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so
but it is
Sorry, go on.
a sort of last resort weapon, of course.
Yeah. Also, the sort of whale-like creatures that Sigma said about in his dream, would they be a creature that Octavian would know?
Yes. They are a species known as the Kindori. They're a creature native to wild space specifically, normally.
Okay.
They're large enough to maintain their own gravity and air, and don't actually need air of themselves. So they're quite beautiful to look at, but they don't seem to have any form of mouth, which is one of the main differences between them and regular whales. And the large humanoid figure that they described would be the body of some dead god.
Oh,
because
fun.
that is essentially what the land mass of the astral sea is. When gods die, that's what they become in a lot of cases.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, all this he would explain sort of on the way down. So it's like correlating what was in his sequences for from what he knows at least.
Yeah, I will also say, as an addition to your dream, from what you can remember, because some of it's a bit blurry, perhaps due to like PTSD, etc. From what happened, you know for certain that you were not following an illithid nautiloid.
Okay.
Because those are another type of spell jammer, so it wasn't those sort of ships you were following.
Thank God for that.
No. Instead, you ran into something else with tentacles, but the equivalent of a space kraken, I suppose. God, space kraken, that's a terrifying thought. Though not the worst thing in the astral sea.
What
Yeah.
It's only a small aboleth.
member
Nothing
of
to
the
be
crew
worried
do you
about.
think I would be, Octavian? These are big boats, right? I don't think I've ever seen one. Oh,
Hey, that's mute for a second. They'll be right back. Whilst that's going on, I don't know how long they'll be. Katia, you're obviously downstairs helping make breakfast.
I you a picture in terms of your
Yeah, so your typical
British
you
breakfast.
know, yeah, so you've got your sausages, you've got your bread, you've got your beans and stuff. Though in this case, actually, this is interesting. The meat that is generally eaten here is wolf meat. How does Katya feel about that?
Or would she know that it's okay. Question is, does she know?
Well, as you're cooking, Danica will probably say, "Ah, yes, the hunters brought in some fine meat this time. Probably the last we'll get for a while, so let's make the most of it."
I just the phone was too far from me. That's probably why I was super quiet.
That's fair.
Okay, so sorry. He goes, oh, that's good.
Yes, though with the recent change in territories and such, it's going to be much harder to get any more of this meat. And the only territory we can get near is, well, a bit dangerous considering the werewolf pack there.
Hearing talk of are they more common than I thought?
Well, there's one main pack known as what do they call themselves? They seem to pause for a moment. I believe they just call themselves the Children of Mother Night.
I, yeah, I'm familiar with them.
Yes,
I didn't know they were. I mean, I knew of other packs, but I didn't. I'm sorry. um,
it's fine. It's fine. They up until recently they've mostly kept to themselves in their caverns, only going out when necessary to hunt, but recently it seems they've been spreading a bit further than they previously did.
the Children of Mother Night?
Yes.
I see. You wonder
Yeah,
why.
it seems like something has happened and there's some kind of power vacuum, though I'm not exactly sure what. All I know is that it correlates with roughly when Kresk became even more hostile to outsiders.
How long ago was that?
Maybe a few weeks ago, maybe a month. They've always been a bit against visitors. I suppose you can't really trust anyone these days, but they would at least let you in, providing you could prove you were not going to cause any harm. But now you're lucky if you can get in even if you bribe them.
I see.
Yes. So it could also be that with them pulling back and us having been stuck in here so long under the previous burgomaster, they've had game has probably become a bit more plentiful, so they're able to spread without as much fear as they previously had. Not that many of us can do much to them.
What was Valaki like before the group I was traveling with came?
Well, it depends on your point of view, but it had a forced happiness to it. The previous burgomaster seemed his phrase was "all will be well," and essentially,
is what I keep seeing on the flyer.
yes, essentially he believed or told everyone that keeping a cheery smile, etc., would keep the bad things away. We had weekly festivals. The most recent one being where your friends turned up and basically uncovered that there was a lot more sinister things going on behind it. We lost a lot of people in that time, but I know they did their best.
Raptors.
Yes.
More raptors.
Though, I suppose the biggest fear with the werewolves is the rumors recently. We don't get much knowledge from Kresk, but we did get some word through maybe it was probably before your friends got here, actually, and we've not really had time to get things together. In fact, I've only just opened the mail myself, but it seems that Kresk has had children go missing recently, and we've not seen any additional ones, so
What?
that would suggest they're out in the wild somewhere, but we just don't have the manpower at the moment. The hunters keep their eyes open, but
That's awful.
yeah, and we keep our eyes open, and they sort of gesture, and a raven flutters down and lands on their hand, but we've not managed to catch much sight of them.
I was raised in Crest.
Well, they say it's the safest place in Barovia. Its walls are fairly strong, and it's got its own supply of food.
Indeed.
And of course, it's got
clearly things
the Abbey.
haven't. A lot has changed since I left, it seems.
Many things can change over a short period of time here, and other times they stay the same for far longer than they should.
If you would like, I'm sure if I spoke with my party, they would join the search to find the children.
Well, just keep your eyes open as you're traveling, and if you do find them, well, you know where to take them, I suppose, back to Kresk.
How many kids have gone missing?
Based on the last letter, 3, but as I said, that was probably a few weeks ago, so it could be possible more.
Going to ask the ages, but if you don't know how many there are.
No, unfortunately not.
Is it the young children or older children?
Yes. From what I understand, it's been those of around the age of 10. Maybe a
Is
little
it
bit younger.
boys or girls or both or
Both. Based on the letter, there was at least one girl among their number.
I see. Thank you for telling me this.
It's fine. It might be nothing. It could just be Crest trying to get some sympathy or free wine from us, as they've had their own supply issues, same as us, but we're still going to keep our eyes open and see what we can do. And if you do the same, then that's the best we can do.
My group is going there. So it would not hurt to investigate.
Well, if that's your intent, I hope you got a good bribe to get in.
I have friends that might have.
I'm not sure friends would be enough these days, but you're welcome to try.
It wouldn't hurt.
Right, well, breakfast is ready. You go off and rest yourself. You've got a long day of travel ahead of you.
Here, I'll just bring it to the group upstairs, if you don't mind.
They'll probably be down soon enough anyway. Just wait for them down here.
Yeah. She'll help clean up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then when everyone comes downstairs, she'll bring it over to everyone. Like this huge platter of, your typical British breakfast
Yep.
with coffee and tea.
Yeah, though you would know, because I'm pretty sure Octavian's mentioned it, he doesn't eat meat.
He can pick it out.
I'm just going to serve him the meat anyway.
I imagine it was
Okay,
like a platter. I imagine it was like a big platter that they could grab from. So
Scrambled eggs, some bacon, and meat. Well, bacon is meat. But you can pick out the bacon.
there's beans and mushrooms. There's other
Shrooms!
And tomatoes.
and tomatoes.
Yep.
Here, let me find the picture I found.
Yeah, and Sigma asked what member of the crew you think he would be before you had to mute.
Yep. It'd be a difficult one because you'd be so used to positions. Yeah, anything from a lookout, across to, working with the doctor, if not having his position due to your knowledge with medicine and with healing and anatomy. To your ability to hit things at a distance, to operate in the cannon or the weaponry. There's a lot you could be, you could do.
Do you know if you were successful at catching whatever it is you were looking for?
From my memory, that would be a no. Is that right, James?
Yeah, you don't remember.
Yeah.
If anything, if you're putting together the pieces in your mind correctly, it was shortly after that your ship was sunk.
Yeah. It was, unfortunately, no, it was just after that we encountered the Aboleth. I will say he never said what the ship was carrying. That's something he wouldn't. That's information he wouldn't give out.
Military secrets and all that.
Yep. As it is sort of, he would have skirted around the ship itself, being able to fire spheres of annihilation because, again, big military thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he would have sort of explained that that they hadn't in fact been able to deal with or capture the target because that's when the Aboleth appeared. Unfortunately.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry your hunt wasn't successful, Octavian.
It's unfortunately it's the rules of the game. Sometimes you're fortunate, other times not so. I'd rather it not be that case, but it is what it is.
Well, for what it's worth, I'm glad that you somehow ended up here alive.
Me too. And if from what I experienced at least, we were within sight of the or within range, or close enough to it. Hopefully, the Aboleth had dealt with that as well. But I don't know. I don't know the answer to that one, unfortunately. But yeah, he'll sit back in his chair and fill his pipe.
Well, we should, after seeing everyone eat and stuff, unless Greed and Misha wanted to talk or add to the conversation when they come down.
Well, Greed went off to see Palmer and wash up, so they probably would have returned just after you guys have finished breakfast, probably with the animated armor, as I'd imagine you'd be taking that with you.
Oh god, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Misha would have been at the well outside, so while everyone was having their conversation and other stuff, Misha was purifying the well, as usual.
Has Palmer made any additions to the animated armor?
Yes, they have made one.
It
So no, it's I'm actually going to add this to the sheet now, specifically for your one. One of the fists is now spiked, allowing it to do piercing damage.
Nice.
Nice. I was going to say, please don't tell me you put a chicken inside it.
I was thinking that we would look inside the chest and it'd be the broomstick in there.
Oh.
No, it. I'm now just imagining that on its shoulder is engraved a broom now, just because you've said it.
Yeah.
Is that a Pound Marsby Maker's Mark?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, why not?
Not if I can help it. Not if he still wants funding.
But yes, with that, the group is together.
Above table. What do we need to go see the Vistani for?
Didn't you want to meet them?
Yeah, you had said you wanted to meet them before we had gone to
anywhere
Strahd.
else.
Yeah. But I was wondering what the party. Okay.
Greed also has reason to go back.
Yeah, Greed needed to. Well, we
yes.
don't know about that part. So
No.
never mind.
Okay.
We also had helped that elf get back as well, so.
It's been a couple weeks, so I'm just trying to refresh my memory.
James, I'm sending you a message.
Okay.
We really need to head soon. I just got information children have been going missing. There's something going on with the children of Mother Night, the werewolf. There's not a lot of information. There's something. I don't like it.
No, something to deal with.
Most of our gear is silvered already. We could definitely check it out.
No, not like that. Just. There's just something wrong, and I can't abandon my home.
Of course. We understand.
But you mentioned a werewolf pack.
Yes.
That should be in a mountain range, right?
No. There is a werewolf pack besides in Crest.
In Kresk?
Yes.
Though the party also do know that there is a area of the woods where the werewolves do
Yeah.
have a pack. But yeah.
There should be a pack in this region. Are you saying there's 2 packs right next to each other?
There is a chance, yes. I don't know.
That sounds dangerous.
We may need to make our way over to Kresk and establish some sort of base of operations there. And then we can start searching the area for werewolves.
Here's the thing. Apparently, Crest has become even more elusive to the rest of the world.
They said in the Wizard of the Wine that we could take a delivery that can help
I
us
don't-
get in the door.
I don't know if that would be enough. Apparently, they're not even taking bribes anymore.
Well, if they don't want us in, we'll get in anyway.
Is there any areas of Kresk that are less guarded?
DM, Katia might know this information, but the player does not.
Not particularly.
Okay.
Kresk itself is surrounded by large stone walls that are well maintained by guards, much more so than even the newer version of Valakia's.
She'll tell that to everybody.
Question, James.
Mhm.
How long after waking up do I have to change my spells around?
As long as
Um,
you do them before we use them, since the long rests are a button smash, I'm sure you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. I didn't, because I've thought of it. I've had an idea, but it would involve another spell in my list.
Yeah. There. And the only other way in, potentially, would be through the mountains, sort of behind Kresk, but then which would take you near the Abbey, but the Abbey has its own walls. But there may be some gaps there, but still, that means going through the mountains.
Our best
So,
bet
again,
is
a natural defense.
Our best bet is the wine, I believe. But if we need to get over the wall, Sigma shrugs. We could buy a grappling hook if you guys really feel like you need one.
Don't think I would mind one.
How high are these walls
It's
again?
when you enter, where you enter. Damn.
I do have some good. It seems that things are stagnant right now. We don't need to head over there right away. If I know there's some things that we need to take care of in other places first.
Let's see what the Vistani have to say.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have anything pressing we need to be aware of?
I need to go to the Vistani camp as well.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we'll leave the seed with Father Lucian and Irina in the church, where it can be safe within that zone.
Well, that's where it was left.
Yeah.
before we went to Ravenloft, and that's
Yeah,
that's where it's
yeah.
gonna stay for now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take you to.
Damn it, I haven't got the spell I thought I did.
Oh,
Oh, wait, before I forget, Octavian, puppet.
Yes.
Oh, he already got rid of the puppet
Oh, that's
yesterday.
right. I totally forgot about that.
That's all right.
Oh my god. You know what? I'm just gonna have remove curse for today. It's fine. I'm fine.
You can readjust because you would have been aware that he didn't need it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this was a whoopsie that Taylor made, not Katia made.
feel free to make that adjustment.
Yep.
And I will take you back to the Vistani camp map.
Damn it. That's really annoying I haven't got the spell I thought I did.
Yeah, the mists are particularly thick and chilling today, so I assume you'd be wearing your warm winter coat you were given.
Yeah, I got you.
Irvin?
She doesn't have any clothes.
Sigma,
sure.
maybe not.
Yeah, I don't think Sigma's will notice his temperature very much.
Temperature? Question mark. Cold? What's that?
Yes. You arrive at the Vistani camp for. Do I have a handout for this one? Yes. Yes, I do. So, this is what you see in the distance as you approach. So, you've got a large tent in the center surrounded by wagons, and then you've got some houses built of stone around the outside, most of which seem to have at least one elven figure standing about outside them.
I guess we'll approach it. I can't remember his name.
This one is Luvash.
Luvash, yep. The brother that doesn't look like a scumbag.
Yeah. He's inside. So, yeah. Welcome back. I hear you helped out one of our Dusk Elf friends. So, seems like another pat on the back for you lot.
We actually also met a girl. Her name is Katia. She's
From around.
Vistani as well, I believe. At least somewhat.
I mean, there's quite a lot of us, but I don't know, no Katia, but,
Hello.
you're a new one, I guess you must be this Miss Katia, right?
Yes. It's
Huh.
pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure meeting you too, though. Huh. You don't look like your typical Vistani if you are one of us. Yeah. Got those pointy ears for one. We don't tend to have those. Yeah, I suppose there's a little bit of a Vistani look to the eyes, maybe. Yeah.
She'll turn her face a little bit to really show the caricature of her nose.
Yeah, definitely got a nose that I've seen around somewhere. But then again, I've traveled a lot of places, so.
I apologize. I only learned about this information recently.
Yeah. Alright, where you been? I mean, most Vistani know they're Vistani because they're raised by Vistani. Isn't that right, Phil? Yeah, right. Yeah.
Hmm.
I was in Kresk.
Yeah. Well, we've not had much go to there. Well, they've always been a bit openly hostile towards us lot, but even more so these days. Even had one of them call us kidnappers, but yeah, if there's one thing we ain't, it's kidnappers.
That's awful. I'm so sorry.
Unless you catch that daughter of yours taking a nap, then that's a kidnapping.
He looks at you for a moment and then lets out a deep, bellowful laugh, which I can't do because I don't have that sort of laugh, but I'm sure you can imagine it. Yeah. I nerd that one in, and what? He counts on his fingers and then goes, carry the 3 minus a bit. Yeah, a bit and a few. Tend to leave the figure into old Aragorn. He's got the brains, I've got the muscle. Keep things in line, you know? But what brings you back anyway? Did you just want to meet some other Vistani, or got some other reasons?
Great. Did you need to meet with Luvash, or was it with the gentleman you had met last time?
It was who I met last time. I believe his name is Casimir.
Correct.
Right. Well, you know where to find him. He's he's friendly enough, providing you be polite. So,
Of course.
he's expecting you then.
I believe I remember where his cabin is, so I'll just
Yeah.
go and deal with my business. I'll meet you back here.
Katia
Don't-
will
Yeah.
follow. Oh, he's not alone.
Oh, okay.
While they're doing that, I
Right.
think they're just gonna sneak around camp, like looking at things and watching people, but not out of malice. But he is unintentionally sneaking and looking around in a way that is probably not very polite.
Yeah. Luvash just raises an eyebrow, and it's like, you're looking for something,
I just
lanky.
like looking.
Oh, just as long as you look with your eyes, not with your weird hands. No offense, I don't mean that in a derogatory way. You just got bloody weird hands.
Someone looks down at his hands, like, how do I look with my hands?
Don't take anything.
Oh,
And don't touch anything unless you ask first. How about you, Octavian? What would you be doing whilst this is all going on?
Octavian's going to actually just go and interact with the horses and sort of just be. He's being very druid today. Just animals.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah,
I can
It's
almost
this
stealth if you
one.
want, because Sigma is like being sneaky, but he's not like being malicious sneaky. He is just looking around because he's listening around for just mainly for fun. I think he's
you can roll me a stealth and a perception. As greed and wow, that's actually one of the worst stealth rolls I've ever seen for you. You could
I might
have
as
only got
well.
one worse.
I might do just because it's for fun, and I've never used this for fun before. I'll use my memories of a past life just for fun.
Sure.
Because this is Sigma just being a creature.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, you probably I would imagine the Vistani, although not on the map, would have like some pet dogs who are probably growling and barking a bit at you.
Yeah, of course.
And you're not really getting much from people. They just general chit chat.
Yeah.
As Greed and Katia are walking, on occasion, as the Dusk Elves sort of walk around their house, they seem to stop and sort of stare at Katia for a moment before quickly moving back.
Greed just kind of still looking forward. He doesn't turn towards Katia, but he'll just say, the people here are actually quite nice. It's a refreshing change. I say these people, I guess your people.
I've never seen Dusk Elves and Vistani together. Sorry.
It's okay.
I don't even know how to start asking questions.
Well, I mean, we're going to be here for a little bit of time, so why not go ask questions? Make some friends. There's no harm in it, and I'm sure you're safe here.
Yeah. I'm not worried about that. It's just... Never mind.
People will be curious, and people will have questions upon questions. If they want to ask, they'll come to you. The main thing is to not look like a threat. He chuckles, continuing on.
I think I do that enough already.
Yeah, so Casimir's house is the bottommost one. And Misha, actually, what are you doing at this point? Because I haven't asked you.
Misha's casually following Katia at a distance. Not really snooping, but more making sure that whatever happens, she will be safe.
Katia, probably with your passive perception. Actually, maybe not, because you don't actually have as high as I thought, because you don't know. But Misha's not being particularly stealthy and really can't be. You do.
I can't be stealthy.
You do hear Misha following.
And Misha's following us.
He's following you. If I'm honest, I don't think he gives two shits about me, but he hasn't taken his eyes off you since we've met.
Can't really blame him.
Maybe you've sparked something there.
What do you mean?
I don't know. A twinkle in his eye, perhaps.
She blinks. I don't follow.
Oh, my dear Katia. You are the epitome of innocence. And he'll kind of like pat you on the head. Now, I have something I need to attend to. And if you turn around, I think your guard dog is waiting.
You're going in there alone?
I'll be fine. I've already met this man once before. I just believe that he's got a little bit of information as to, well, why I'm here in the first place. But it's okay. If it's anything too important, then I'll be sure to tell.
Alright.
And
if you say so.
More than welcome to roll an insight on that if you would like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Greed. As you and Katia are approaching.
Oh my god.
Katia does not see through you in the slightest.
Wholeheartedly. He is going to tell you everything.
Yeah. You see one of the guards seem to look towards you and Katia for a moment, step towards the building, and then come back out.
I'll begin walking towards the the group, and
Yeah.
I'll just say in a low tone, "I'm here to see Casimir. Is he home?"
Yeah, he's home, and well, we've let him know you're on your way.
Wonderful. Thank you.
So you might not be the only person he wants to see today.
Oh, by all means, I know he's a very busy man. And I will.
Not really, but
All right. And I'll step in.
yeah. So you step in. If it isn't greed, welcome back.
Casimir, it's a pleasure to see you again.
Have you thought about our previous conversation?
I have. And I need information as much as possible, and I'm willing to give whatever it takes.
Oh.
Well, all it is going to require is two things from you. The
By all means.
first is I will require your group's escort for myself to the location in question, as there is something that I need there. The second is before you leave, I would like to speak to the Dusk Elf that is in your company.
Katia.
Yes.
He stutters a second. Do you know them?
Not as well as I would like.
I
But
see.
perhaps more than I deserve.
No misintent, I hope.
No. With her, definitely not.
Inside check. This is giving Strahd speech vibe. Just gonna check. Maybe 15.
He seems to be being honest. Seems to have no desire to harm her. From your previous conversation, you are aware that there are no female Dusk Elves anymore. So Katia herself would be a rarity in that regard, but there seems to be something more there. Almost a pained expression when he says he doesn't know her as well as he would like.
I of course will fulfill this by all means. I hope you don't mind my intrusion if I'm present. We can call her over.
Of course not. That is fine.
Wonderful.
But remind me what information I have given you already about our chosen location.
Remind me, James.
I'm actually trying to remember myself. Did he tell you the name of the place?
I believe we know it's a temple. We know it's to the south?
Southwest, yeah.
Southwest.
Yes.
It's not far through mountains. Oh, sorry, it's quite far through mountains.
Yeah.
But we haven't had a name of it.
Yes.
Or what exactly it is.
Yes. My research and information has found that there is an ancient vault hidden in the mountains where I believe I may be able to find a way to change some things that need changing and find some answers to questions that need answering. The place is supposedly called the Amber Temple, at least in the common tongue.
The Amber Temple.
Yes.
Well, I mean, It's not the most creative name, but I guess it makes sense.
I have spoken with some allies, and they have seen Strahd's butler, the traitor, go there as well. So it appears
see.
there is at least something there that is of interest to them, and that makes me think there'll be something of interest to us, perhaps the secret of bringing him down.
That would be definitely some worthwhile information knowing.
Yes.
Is that what you're looking for? I don't, of course, mean to pry, but
yes,
whatever
I believe,
information we get.
exactly. I believe, as I said, there are answers to questions that need answering, and rumors tell of a power that can help me change things that need changing to right some wrongs. But the only way to find out is to go there. And if all proves for naught, then at least we will know that it is, rather than being left wondering.
Well, I'm sure we'd be more than happy to help you out with this situation of yours.
Excellent. That would be greatly appreciated. In
Well, I
exchange, I
appreciate
will
all the
do
help
what I can to help you as well.
Thank you. Well then, I guess as everything is all straightened out, I'll go and fetch Katia. And
Thank you.
yes, I'll be right back. And I'll step out and I'll just jog over and without saying a word to Katia, Greed will just take her by the hand, will like semi get in Misha's face. It's like, I need to borrow her. Just dash away and pull her
There's daggers.
I have somebody who wants to meet you.
Mm.
Oh,
How'd you-
fuck, I'm
oh.
off. I'm in the void.
How do you respond to that, Katia, to someone wants to meet you and Greed pulling you along like that?
I did not realize I was muted.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Okay. Where are we going? Like,
Yeah. Just come this way.
wait, okay.
And once again, we'll step in and we'll say, Casimir, this is Katia. And we'll...
Yes. He seems to pause, hesitating for a moment, and then it is a pleasure to meet you, Katia, once again. It has been a long time.
I'm so sorry. Have we met?
It's not a surprise that you don't remember. It has been a long time since I saw you last. I doubt you would remember.
She looks to Greed. Looks to him.
So, Greed, for a lack of better term, is kind of watching like that Michael Jackson gif of eating the popcorn. It's like
Yeah.
looking at Casimir because he's as like excited to find out what the fuck is going on. It's like tea. I believe Casimir does in fact know you. I'm more curious about why or how.
You know, you look just like my sister. More so than I would have thought.
Uncle Gazzy?
But
Are you?
you've got your mother's nose and facial structure.
are you?
Well, I know I don't have any right to this name, but I'm your father.
What?
Slap him in the face. Slap him in the face.
Yes. I had to. I was the one who left you at the Abbey's doorstep after speaking with the Mother Superior.
What?
Yes.
You're. She's blinking back tears. Please tell me this isn't some sort of trick or...
It's not. You deserve the truth. When he needs to pause. You were not intended, but you were not a mistake. But for your own sake, you couldn't remain here. It wasn't safe for you. And so, once you were old enough, I took you to the Abbey, where I thought you would be safe. I know it doesn't mean much, but I did it with the best intent. If Strahd had found out that you had been born, he probably would have killed us all, or maybe just killed you in front of me as further punishment. And so, I did what I could to secure your future.
Mother Superior never told me anything about
That was
my mother.
That was necessary. I told her as little as I could, for fear of anyone listening that could lead to danger for you. Your mother was very upset, but she agreed it was for the best. Even we considered just taking you out of Barovia entirely, but I couldn't stand to be that far away from you. I needed to be able to watch over you, even if from a distance.
You left me at the Abbey?
Yes.
To protect me from...
It was the only thing we could think of.
She's crying.
I'm sorry for what we had to do.
Sorry, Creed will very quickly pipe up and say, I should leave you too, perhaps? I feel I'm overstaying my welcome here.
You are welcome to leave if you wish, but Katia, if you wish them to stay, then I understand that as well.
He'll just look to Katia.
It's fine.
This is certainly not my place, but by the sounds of it, your father had no ill intent.
No, certainly not.
I never thought that.
Or you might have cut out a bit there, Taylor.
No, I was never upset with you or my mother.
He will. He doesn't have a spell, but I'm going to let him do it because why not? He will make a gesture with his hand and conjures up a picture of your mother in the air. This is Theodosia. She was your mother. Well, is your mother. So it's been a long time since she's returned to Barovia.
Where is she?
That I don't know. She left with her fellow Vistani on one of their travels. They tend to come back, but sometimes they remain gone for a long time. I've seen many families of Vistani come and go.
There's a way you may be able to talk to her. Or at least know where she is.
Amir.
Great nods.
Well, if you know of a way, then I would suggest you use it if that is what you desire, but...
Would she even want to see me?
Letting you go was one of the hardest things she's ever had to do. But she knows, as well as I do, what happened to our people. And we didn't want the same to happen to you.
I need to know. Does this have to do with Petrina?
Yes, with my sister. She...
You're joking.
No, she fell in love with Strahd and became one of his brides, but our people saw that as a great evil and killed her for it. In revenge, Strahd wiped out all the females of our kind, so those that are here are the last. You were the first female Dusk Elf, or even someone sharing Dusk Elf blood to have been born for decades, if not longer.
Well, that explains the looks. As in the looks we got from other people, not obviously the looks of it. Continue.
Yeah, he did raise his eyebrows, explain the looks, and he goes, yes, that makes sense. They probably thought they'd seen a ghost. As I said,
in some
you look
ways, I guess she is.
In this land, many hits believe that souls cannot escape and are simply recycled and reborn, but many are born without souls. Yet, whilst you may have her looks, I'm certain you are not her. I know it. Yes.
I can't believe how much of a fool I've been.
I'm sure whatever you have done, you thought it was for the best. You did not know the truth.
And you're still alive at the end of the day.
Yes, and that is perhaps the most precious gift I've received in a long time.
And as of right now, you're going to be giving these people, well, your people, hope.
Yes. In
So
fact,
it's not all doom and gloom.
With oh, it's dusty in here. I really need to clean up. But with your help, Katia, I think the journey to the Amber Temple will succeed. The stars are aligning. Yes. It all makes sense. But I have to ask, why did you leave the Abbey? You were safe there.
She opens her mouth to speak, and she stops. He found me.
No, and yet you're still here. How can that be?
Because of greed and group.
Great
They-
waves.
They helped me
Then
escape him.
Then it seems I owe your greed, you and your allies, a larger debt of thanks than I ever thought possible.
Well, it's nothing really. I mean, when one sees a damsel in distress, sometimes you have to step in and do the right thing.
Yes.
Katia will walk up closer to him,
Mhm.
really looking at him, looking at his face, looking at his eyes. If he's wearing the hood, maybe she'll push it.
Yeah.
You really don't miss.
I am.
She'll cheer up, and she'll hug him.
He will awkwardly hug you back, like patting you on the shoulder, on the back, in that sort of awkward way sometimes people do. Not because he doesn't want to hug you, he's just not sure how to do it properly in this case. You've grown so much since I last saw you. And you seem to be a very capable individual from what I can see.
I'm really not.
Oh, she really is. She's a real savage when she wants to be.
Shut up.
Your mother would be proud of you, Katia, that I know. And so am I.
I can't wait to meet her.
Yes. She is one of the few Vistani living that I have met that reminds me of the old ways, when the Vistani were a noble people.
What changed? She'll stop hugging him by this point, obviously.
They
I have a little bit of information for you, Katia, once done.
Okay.
Yeah. They time, corruption, leadership, but There was a man a long time ago by the name of Velikov. He welcomed us into his people after Strahd slaughtered most of them. This was before we even came to Barovia. It's why we felt what Petrina had done was so vile. She had gone with the man responsible for us being refugees, for being virtually extinct. But in our anger and hatred of what she had done, we doomed ourselves. So one thing you would notice as you pull his hood back, which I will say he did wince at, is that his ears have been mutilated. So like mostly cut off, so he doesn't have like the points or anything. I This was just another part of my punishment. Trying to find a good picture of that. He's also quite scarred, but the sort of this picture isn't precisely what he looks like, but you can't really see the ears in that. But this is the sort of thing I mean by like the ears have been mutilated.
I really like that picture. It's really cool.
Yeah.
He honestly looks more like Katia in this picture. Like, honestly, yeah.
Maybe that's him when he was younger.
Yeah.
Who knows? But he goes, honestly, yeah, it's been tough.
I have so many questions.
There'll be plenty of time to ask them when we journey to the temple.
Yes, I need to talk to you all about that.
That is wonderful. She's wiping her tears. The smile coming back to her face. Yes. If you want to go. I have a lot of questions for father. When she said my father, she's not used to saying that at all.
He smiles in response. Yes, we have a great deal of catching up to do.
So, just that little tidbit of information for you, Katia. On the moment of embrace and like the it was specifically your mother will be so proud of you, and so am I. You actually would have seen Greed's already like pushed himself back because he doesn't want to intrude on this rather intense moment. But he has this sudden flash of solemnness, just stares off, and his face goes from a smile to a little deadpan, just drops before pulling back into the moment. Just a small thing that you glimpse.
She sees it, but that is something that I guess she would consider. She just nods and smiles like Reed. I'll be okay.
Good.
You tell Misha that.
I can almost guarantee he's behind that wall. I'll give
Probably
you.
eavesdropping.
Oh, don't you know it? In fact,
Misha is definitely not eavesdropping. He's focused his eyes on the sky, looking for any signs of meteors or flying flaming horses and the like. So he will not be caught off guard when Strahd shows up again.
So Greed takes a step towards the door and says, I'll go and let everyone know that we're hopefully planning on leaving soon. And I'll just let you two have a bit of a catch-up.
Thank you, Greed.
It's my pleasure.
Yes.
And he'll take a step out, and just before he walks around the corner, sees Misha on the other side, and Katia, you just hear Greed go, I knew it! Just burst out laughing around the corner.
What? I'm just standing here.
Agreed. You would also see at the top of the hill, you would see Sigma jumping from wagon to wagon.
Okay. Greed's going to put an arm around Misha and will say, she's all fine. We have nothing to worry about. And we'll just lead him away. I'll update you. Does it come along? Misha?
Zay, you're muted.
Oh.
Zay!
Oh.
Oh
no!
Okay, well, in that case, I don't even know where to begin, honestly.
He goes and looks through like some of the boxes in his room. And will pull out a small small box and will hand it to you.
She'll take it and open it.
Inside, you find a folded fan.
I'm sorry, what?
You find a fan, but it's folded up.
Oh. Pull it out. And open it up.
As you unfold it, there is a pattern on it of a sleeping owlbear. This belonged to your mother. It was something she left with me before she went traveling, with the promise, if I ever saw you, to give it to you. So I'm giving it to you now. I know it's nothing
No.
much, but
No. This is not too long ago, I never got any gifts.
He smiles and says, well, for the elves such as myself, birthdays and the like become merely ways of passing the time, but I had considered trying to send something for you on your birthday, but I thought that might point you towards him.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
He had considered sending you birthday gifts, but thought that sort would draw attention to you and draw him towards you.
I see.
I had even made this, and he pulls out a small songbird made of enamel and gold wire and precious stone.
Did you make this?
Yes. And he will utter the bird's name in Elvish, and and the little bird begins to sing in that bird song.
It's beautiful.
He says another word in Elvish, and it stops, and he hands it to you. Hey, happy birthday. It's a bit late, but
I'm gonna cry again.
I
What
hope
was that?
That was supposed to be a cute bird, but
I hope when you hear this bird's song, even if we are apart, you will think of me fondly, even though I don't deserve it.
What are you talking about? I always wondered about who you and Mother were. About what had happened to you. What would it be like if you and I were... if we were never apart? I was never angry. Or... the Mother Superior and the Sisters Church were good to me. Sorry. For the most part. I'll be honest. I never felt like I was one of them. They were quick to remind me that I was not one of them.
Wow.
But Mother Superior, she taught me how to read and write, and she taught me everything.
That is good. Mother Superior is an old friend of mine, so she was one of the few I felt I could trust. I know perhaps the Order there wouldn't seem the obvious place to leave a child, but they are much better behaved than the children of Mother Night.
Wait a minute. I'm confused.
Your order is not the children of Mother Night.
Oh, I made that assumption earlier.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It's an
I had
understandable.
I had assumed.
Yeah, it's an honest mistake.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, I
but
wasn't sure if that's what you thought. It came across that you might have, but I wasn't sure, and I was going to rate it after session. But
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Your order are truly aligned with what they are and have more control than most.
Did you hear about the trouble happening? Do you know about the trouble that's happened in Cress?
No. Word from Kresk is gone quiet. Even more so than it was. Even getting you there was difficult enough, and that was many years ago. But they've only grown more isolationists over time.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It was only a few weeks ago that I left and the Abbey. I just wish I would have known. If I would have known none of this. But if I did know, maybe you and I wouldn't have met.
And you may not have met your friends, and whilst I've only met one of them, they at least seem a decent chap, so it's good to make friends.
The rest are trash.
They want to protect me.
As they should. You are, well, you probably don't necessarily need their protection, but as cruel as this might sound, I would rather see every one of them fall if it meant that you came out alive and could return to me.
Made a lot of mistakes.
We all make mistakes, but but they are only truly mistakes if we do not learn from them. And if we focus just on the mistakes and the past, then we will not have a future. I had almost lost all hope, but recently my dreams have given me new hope, and you have stoked that fire. can see a way forward. A way through the mists. Well, through... He pauses and goes, well, through the mists of, like, uncertainty, not through the mists of actually surrounding here, because... Yes, but... Of course, you returning, you are a bright, pure light. In fact, that is where your name comes from. It means pure.
I've always wondered.
But
I
it is also can mean each of the two because you were such an important part of both of us.
Were you and my mother married?
No, we were close, but for us, she would be... He seems to consider the words, trying to think. If we were to marry for my lifetime, it'd be such a brief window. For her, it would be a lifetime, of course, but... And with her able to travel and able to go to so many places that I can never visit unless he is brought down, we thought it was best that we did not form such a permanent bond. I hope that wherever she is, she has found happiness. I truly do.
I hope so too.
And I hope that you have at least had some happiness in your life and will have much more in the future.
If I think my group and I, we will be the ones to try and save him. And if we succeed, I don't want to live my life being away from any family I do have.
You will always have me, Katia. I will make sure of it.
She hugs him again, tighter this time.
Yeah, he hugs her back, this time a bit more confident with it.
I'm sorry, I'm crying so much.
He smiles and wipes the tears from your eyes. These are... You do not need to apologize. These are not tears of sadness. They are tears of joy. And we should never apologize for our happiness.
I know this is awkward, but do you prefer father or dad, or is there a Dusk Elf word for?
Father?
You may call me whatever you
No.
wish, but in our tongue, the term Atar or Atarinya can be used.
Atar.
Yes.
Okay. Atar.
Yes.
I have to get used to that.
It is fine. You may call me whatever you so desire. Though not literally that would be very long. But you should return to your friends and prepare for the journeys ahead. I will finish off my preparations. If your group decide immediately to go towards the Amber Temple, then we'll be journeying together soon, but if not, I will have more time to prepare.
All right. Yeah. I'll go tell them.
He nods and smiles and gives you a gentle kiss on the forehead before you leave, brushing a stray hair out of your face.
She smiles at him one last time before leaving the room, closing the door behind her, just pressing her back against the door to just kind of process for a moment all of that.
Yeah, and there's another dusk elf just there who just sort of sees you and just like turns his head and like whistles, like, "Nope, didn't notice you. Nope, 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 nope."
She hurries this way and just. Oh,
we would have been like by the.
We would have left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would have been like
I'll
over here or
leave you guys.
something. Yeah.
just go find the group.
Yeah.
You do see Greed in
Octavian's-
the distance bullying Misha.
Yeah, Octavian's talking to horses, and Sigma is working on their acrobatics, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, Sigma is just peering over the edge of the wagon at Greed and Misha like a predator about to pounce over one of them.
Yeah.
His eyes are all dilated.
Katia,
Hey, guys.
you're back.
Hi. Yeah, I'm back.
How are you feeling? Jesus, you're pale. Sit down.
Huh? Am I?
A little.
What? Where is? He's just checking his pockets, bags. He should have a handkerchief somewhere.
No, I'm okay. These are
Happy.
Happy. Yeah.
Mm,
Did you tell them? She's looking at Greed.
so what?
He's kind of like raised an eyebrow towards Misha. I thought it was best to tell the one who was tailing us. But I thought it's your thing to say.
Casimir's my father.
Do you want us to hit him?
No.
Sigma will call Octavian over as well whenever Katia is coming back up.
To give Misha a smack round the back of the head. We practiced this.
Just making sure. Because I wouldn't blame her for wanting to hit my father.
He told me a lot of things that I'll tell you guys eventually what he told me, but let's say he answered a lot of questions I had.
That's good.
I
Yeah.
hope you found somewhat of what you were looking for. Maybe what you were missing.
She looks down at her hand. The one with the ring. She's gonna try to take it off.
As you do, the ring almost seems to. Not only is the ring tight, it almost seems like it's dug slightly into the flesh.
She tries to pull a little harder.
It hurts quite a bit.
Ow!
And those nearby would notice a very minute amount of blood around near where she's trying to pull the ring off.
This is where a remove curse would have been handy.
Yeah, if only somebody had prepared it this morning, huh?
Silence.
Prepare it.
I'm assuming that's his.
Can't take it off. I can't take it off.
Just be patient, Katia. We have time. And if it is imperative we do it now, we do have options. Bloody ones, but options.
Why didn't it show up? Why didn't it show up?
Good question.
I suppose I can wait. There's a mission. We have.
Yeah, speaking of, are we going to Kresk now? That was our plan, right?
We have to help my father.
Sigma will narrow his eyes and go, "Is this the same thing you had mentioned before, Greed?"
Sorry, which part? I missed that.
The possible delivery to the way that you had mentioned way back when you first met Casimir about a mission to the temple stuff, I believe.
Correct, yes.
Yeah. And Sigma will go, "If that's the case," Sigma looks around at all the Vistani, "then we all need to have a conversation where everyone lays everything on the table."
What?
What are you suggesting?
Sigma will call Octavian over, and he goes,
Head over.
And Sigma will kind of move the party away from some Vistani or Dusk Elf onlookers to a degree. And he will pull out the black book and he will hand it open to Misha and Katia with the page opened with Greed's patron, offering him the amulet in return for helping Greed take whatever they want to take over there.
What does this mean?
What is this?
Yes, what is this?
This book records dreams. And after our altercation in the Wizard and the Wine, as I said this morning, whatever it is in the amulet or connected to it came to me and promised itself to me in return for helping you with your mission, Greed.
I fear that this jealousy is reaching its limit, Sigma.
I'm not lying.
This is different.
This is how it's been since the start.
Octavian, I told you that morning.
I agree with Sigma here. There is things in this book that that have happened and make sense.
Some things.
I'm confused.
I'm saying that whether he's aware of it or not, Greed is involved in some plot of some devil or demon. And we have to at least be aware of it.
We were all sent here, to this place, for our own reasons. I have a job that I need to do. I have a delivery that I need to make. That needs to be fulfilled, on my word as a businessman. This isn't to do with some demon or devil. This is something I have to do.
I threatened them that if they hurt you, I would make sure they die.
You can't kill dreams.
Sigma shakes his head and says, "It's not a dream."
Greed, for a lack of a better term, just looks annoyed.
I presume the description matches exactly what Greed experienced in the dream he had this morning.
The
Yeah.
figure, yes.
I make an inside check on this point to see if it's obvious he's sort of trying to hide anything regarding this.
Sure, you
Go
are
for it.
more than welcome. And I am going to roll against.
I'm sure.
If
I can't even compete with that.
Greed is poker faced, so he has the look that I just explained. He just looks pissed off at this accusation.
I didn't want to say it to the group, but... And I don't know how to lie.
I
I'm not good at it.
I do not appreciate the accusations that you're making. To think that you're trying to spread that my mind is taken over by some demon or devil that's keeping me against my will, which is preposterous. Why the hell would I even allow that? I've been in this business for too long to have wool pulled over my eyes.
I didn't say that, Greed.
I expected more from you.
I'm a hunter.
both of you, stop. Fighting like this will not do anyone good.
Sigma.
I just want everyone to be on the same page.
And I just want to get this job done so I can get the fuck out of this land.
Sigma, am I understanding correctly that you believe Greed might be misled or manipulated by some other force? Is that what you attempt to say?
Yes.
I mean,
And I don't. And you see Sigma. You see his lip quivers a moment. He goes, I don't want to lose Greed to something like that.
I'm not going to go anywhere. I have no reason to.
to give Sigma some credit, I didn't know that he was controlling me until very recent. And I'd known him for a year. There are forces in the world that plague our minds, make us think we want something or that we're choosing to do something when we're not. I don't think greed has any ill or malicious intent, but if that might be a possibility, I suppose we would have to take that into account.
Well, if you really want to know, then help me deliver it. Because you have about as much information about this thing as I do.
It's said that after you deliver it, it would have no need of you. Or rather, no need of you or the amulet.
Good, then whatever it is you think it is, then it will just fuck off.
Sigma will look at Misha with like a knowing look of like what it would mean for him to help a demon or devil like just get away.
I need more information about this. I can't even fathom what they want to do with this. For all I know is that Greed is supposed to bring this piece of rock to the mountains. Why is it so important for him? And I don't mean important for you, but whatever this is. Yeah,
Are
I'm
you
thinking
saying
this.
this?
I'm thinking. Misha is saying this out loud, thinking out loud.
Okay. Well, I mean, I
Sure, for you
respect
it's business.
I respect my career, and at the end of the day, I don't want to let a client down. I've dealt with dangerous people of sorts many, many, many times over, and it wouldn't be the first time that I've been threatened. You always want to play the good side of the client. That's why I want to get this done quickly.
As you all look at
well,
Sigma like sitting on the top, you see that his reaction to revealing this information before he had an opportunity to try to talk to Greed, he looks like sheepish, like he feels like he did something wrong, even if what he's doing is right.
We just worried Greed, that's all.
As am I.
Let's get
I
this
don't know
over
what my
with.
deadline is with this. But the longer we sit around, the more anxious I get that that deadline is running out.
Do you know anything about the client?
Nothing at all.
Sigma will speak up to Katia and say, In Kresk, is there... You said they had a library, an archive. Maybe there's something there?
There's a library in town, and then there's a library inside the abbey itself. The archive would be inside the monastery.
We could meet Casimir on our way back down. Head up to Kresk, try to get into the library.
I could draw us a map. That's where I was raised, so I know the place like the back of my hand.
And it means that we might learn something about whoever this is.
I think we're just wasting more time.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, what's one more day? Just have a look around a library and do some research. As a businessman, you should know information is crucial.
I think I've had too many one more days. I understand the concern, but I'm reaching my limits.
I understand, Greed. I just... When something is going to put you all at risk, I have to at least say it. If it was just me in danger, it wouldn't be a problem.
But it's not just you. We are a group, after all. And we do look out for each other. This isn't a hero's act that I'm trying to pull here, and I don't expect any of you to take one for me. At the end of the day, it's just not fucking worth it.
Hearing that, Sigma, his ears twitch and goes, "You're worth protecting."
Sometimes I question. Fuck it. What's one more day? Sure, if it will satisfy your needs. However, if I turn to hell,
For what it's worth, if we're going where I think we're going, we're not gonna make it in a single day.
I mean, it's kind of en route to the Amber Temple anyway, so...
if it's en route, then a slight detour won't.
I would assume anyway, sort of looking at the map. Is it on the map,
Yeah.
James?
Yeah.
Kresk is here, and the Amber Temple is in this region.
Yeah. I
Casimir,
meant like the map that we have as characters, if it's on there.
You're aware it's somewhere in the mountains to the south. So if you're following the road, Kresk would be a slight detour off route. But then
That's quite.
only the journey towards the mountains down there is quite a way. But going a direct route would also take you through the likes of Old Beres, and you've had rumors about that place as well.
it is probably better to head.
If we were to follow the road, it will be a 50-mile journey, which is almost a full day.
I mean, we'd have to stop somewhere anyway,
Yeah.
and Kresk gets us closer than where we are.
Slightly.
Besides, we might want to research that road. We don't know if there's anything dangerous on that road anyway. Like, we don't know anything about the route.
Well, that's where Casimir comes into play. He knows the route.
That's good, at least that he knows where to go.
Hmm. Can Casimir make it to either the Wizard's Tower or the Wizard of the Wines? Or does he need our help to get there?
I'll say if you went and checked in with him on that, he says he should be able to make it to the Wizard of the Wines to wait for you there if you need to find out more information before you travel. And he actually would recommend it because whilst he knows the route and quite a bit about it, he doesn't know all the information. So if there's any additional information you can get, it could be beneficial. But I feel like with the fact that the group have somewhat decided on a path, and we've had some rather interesting, emotional, and dramatic moments. I think that is where we shall wrap it up for this week.
Oh my god!
Oh my
Nice.
god.
But there probably won't be a game next week because it's Christmas Eve, so I imagine people have stuff on.
Well,
Yeah,
who celebrates Christmas Eve?
Some people do stuff on Christmas Eve, and then the week after is New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So again,
We'll see.
we can discuss it between sessions, but yeah. For now, we shall say bye. Of course, join us tomorrow for Icewind Dale, Sunday for Icewind Trekkers, and Monday for the Jumping Junipers. And we might be back next week or not. If not, it'll be next year probably. Bye for now.
See you next